When the folks at AA Quarry in Kingsville, Missouri had trouble with another manufacturer's tire, they called Purcell Tire and Yokohama Off-Highway Tires America Incorporated to help. They wanted to know what went wrong and if a Yokohama tire could solve the problem. Here is their story.
My name is Sam Porter. I'm the lead mechanic technician here at AA Quarry in Kingsville, Missouri. So recently we tried some new tires. We weren't satisfied with the previous ones we had. We noticed the first set that we bought wore out okay, and when we replaced them with the same set, they did not hold up. We were starting to see some separation, early rotation, early hour failure. So we talked to our tire supplier, got some advice from them, and decided to switch tires.
Well, they wasn't wearing out, they were cracking. So it was getting a big crack like between the lugs, and it was going down the sidewall. And it was getting pretty deep, and then they wasn't that old either. And so I called Gene with Yokohama, and he came out here, and we spent a good part of the day out here watching him load and everything, and he told me that he believed that this tire would work good for him, and we talked him into buying a set for the front, and then we put them on there, and they've been doing good ever since. No problems. The loader operator really likes them. Said they're really good stability tire, and they fit under the fenders so it don't sling mud everywhere no more. So, it's a plus. He likes them. It's whatever, you try to do right by your customers and get them what they like. So
you take the time to go in and ask the questions, watch him not for a minute, but sit back for an hour and watch what they do, how they do it. And you just look at the surface, what kind of material you're moving, try to gauge how far they're going, all those factors come into play, especially in a loader application. You have to, in a lot of cases, you have to know your product very well, and you have to know what will work and what won't work. A loader tire needs to be, number one, compounded right. Number two, load carrying ability, whether it be an E3, E4, to do said job. Is it strictly loading trucks? Is it loading carrying a long distance? Sometimes is it the right loader to do the right job? The biggest concern on the load and carry, which is this application, was the old tire was coming apart. They build heat. Even though they're radial, they still build a little bit of heat. And he just wanted me to inspect to make sure that he wasn't going too far, that wasn't the issue for the other manufacturer's tire. Depending on what the loader's doing, in this particular case, you worry about heat separation, which you can, sometimes you can visually see that, sometimes you can't. You inspect the haul, the surface that they're hauling on. Is it debris filled? Is there sharp rocks? Is it pretty smooth? How's he going into a pile? Does he have a sharp corner? Does he come out of a sharp corner? So you look at things like that to determine the right tire for said operation. He's smooth, but he's fast. He loads the bucket well, doesn't spin, doesn't go in aggressively. He's just a smooth operator. Haul trucks are kind of a different animal in themselves. This is a typical surface operation. You can usually get away with a CP compound. Usually they don't go very far. There has been some situations where trucks will be going too fast, too far, especially on the steer tires, because there's only two and in back there's four. So I have run into situations by speed and distance being a factor in the tire wear and heat separating. So it's basically the same thing. You're looking at a you're looking at a distance, but you're also looking at how's the pit look. In that operation, you got to look at what they're running over. They're going in, is it smooth going in? Because a loaded truck coming out of a minefield of a pit, especially if there's big holes, and I've seen tires blow out, overloaded, hit a big pothole, and it's too much. Blows beads apart because it can't handle that much load. So it's kind of the same, it's just a different part of the mine.
Some of the things I've learned lately here, in the last few years that I've been here, cost doesn't mean anything. Service and support, get the company to stand behind you, have the right product to do the right job. Ratings of tires, have the company come out and match them to your work site. They will tell you if you use the right tire that they recommend, they will stand behind it. So I don't always buy the most expensive tire, I don't always buy the cheapest tire. Try to buy the right tire for what we're doing and make sure the company will stand behind it. Service after the sale is